Hello, good morning, and welcome to the non-vlog. Today we're going to do a sit-down video, and this video is us doing, what's it called? The happily married questions from, where do you find this?
I found it on the internet. I didn't save it, I just took a screenshot of all the questions. So I guess it's designed so that I ask you the questions because, I mean, I don't have a husband, I have a wife.
So yeah, if you don't know, this is my husband Gabe. I'm Martha. We're married. Coming up on a year in
Next month?
less than a month now.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to be more exact, but I can't.
Yeah, it's in a few weeks or so.
So there. Let's go.
All right, so the first question is, did you date much before you met your husband?
Okay, so the answer is no. So I left high school in freshman year and finished online, so I didn't really have social interaction with anyone for many years. And then I went to community college eventually. I started like the college track late and graduated with an associate's degree. I dated I dated two people, not at the same time, obviously, but during that time. And then I met Gabe when I had started at a college that I will not mention since I left there anyway. I met him while I was going there, and then we started dating. And I did not meet him there. He wasn't in college. We're both pretty freaking old for college, so.
Okay, so relevant next question. It says, did online dating exist and would you have used it?
Yes, online dating did exist, and yes, I used it. I met Gabe through Tinder.
Yep.
And we're married. So for those of you who don't think Tinder works, I think it can. I don't know how much it's changed since we used it, though.
In my view, in my own experience, the odds are very low of working, but not impossible.
Same.
Yeah, that's how I believe it. And I mean, from the experiences you told me and like the blog post that you wrote on your website, that explains in a little bit further why it doesn't seem possible, but it definitely is.
Yeah. Chances are low, but if you just keep trying, it's better than like not actually meeting anyone and not going on any dates.
100%, yeah. So the next question is, where do you think is a great place to meet a guy?
That's a good question. Tinder.
Yeah.
Or dating apps. Just say dating apps.
Yeah, dating apps are good, but you got to do a lot of filtering.
Yeah.
And it's not like the whole like red flag thing, like, oh, they have to have this checklist. It's more like, okay, if they have a quality I really cannot stand to be around, then don't. Because there's always more people on there. That's my opinion. Like, in terms of other places to meet guys, from a guy's perspective, generally speaking, it's just being out, right? And with the whole like last year and a half or 2 years or so, it's going to be tougher to do that. But just in terms of being out and being noticed, and this goes for both. This goes for both men and women, like just being noticed or in a place that you can be noticed. And in terms of the guys out there, like if you go and find a girl that's been noticed, then, I mean, it's your job to at least say hi. So that's my viewpoint on there.
Yeah.
All right, next question is, what qualities would you tell single ladies to look for?
Well, see, this depends on what kind of people do you like? Like, what kind of men do you like if you're a single lady, as it's phrased in this question? Like, what do you like in a man?
Pretty much, like, I think a lot of people have this certain perfect image in their mind of who they want, and if someone doesn't meet that, then they can kind of get, like, a little bit weird about it or uncomfortable, or like, this isn't really interesting. But a lot of people need to have an open mind. I've noticed that a lot of the people that I know that have a more open mind and are willing to like learn about a person end up liking them a lot more than they thought they would. I mean, we didn't really have to worry about that. Everyone, like every single check box was checked for both of us. That's not a brag. It's just a brag. So with that said, no, I mean, I think that's an important thing is be open to learning about a person. And if it doesn't work out, then you just find someone else. But at the same time, if there's a real problem and you see it right away, then it might not be worth pushing through. So it's a lot of like personal choice and really noticing those key things that you're looking for, but also not cutting everyone off for any reason, just to make up a reason. But that's just my viewpoint on it. So next question is, what dating advice would you give to your daughter?
Oh my God. I mean, she's...
You don't have to answer this question because our daughter is a baby.
Right.
But I think we pretty much answered it before with all the things that
I would
we
give
said.
the same advice to her that I would give to everyone else.
Not to steamroll your answer on that one,
No,
but I think it's true.
I couldn't think of anything, so.
All right, so how did you meet and how old were you?
We met through Tinder. So we matched on Tinder. Gabe sent me a message that said, "Nice face, I like it." I saw the message, I responded. We did like an Instagram FaceTime call type thing.
Video chat, because I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I want to make sure that you know that I'm real.
Right.
And so we did that, and we had a little chat, and I'm like, hey, you want to meet up? And you're like, no.
Yeah,
And
I was like,
"All
no,
right."
I'm going to bed. And then you were like, yeah, okay, how about tomorrow? And then we met up and we had lunch. And we then went to a trampoline park and we had a lot of fun. And then we kept seeing each other. And now here we are.
One,
And
two, skip a few, we're married with a baby.
Yeah. And how old were we?
I was
you were
30,
30.
and you were 28.
28? It
Yeah, because it was already past. Wait, no.
was 27.
No, I just turned. Yeah, you were 27 because I just turned 30.
Yeah.
And then you would have turned 28 later in the year.
Yep, and now I'm 30.
Yep.
And he's 32, coming up on 33 in March.
That's very true. Hey, did you play hard to get?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
We just were two humans enjoying each other's conversation that led to a meetup, that led to dating, that led to all this other stuff that we're doing now. And
Yeah,
it
we
worked
liked
out.
each other too much for me to play hard to get.
Yeah, and I would have ignored it anyway. So anyway, did you... Oh, where'd it go? Did you know he was the one right away? Did he know? I don't think we both knew right away. I think we learned about each other after a few times being together, and then it progressed. It's not like we're like, oh, first date, we know. Second date, we didn't even know.
Right.
But it's like each time made that more clear.
Yeah.
And then eventually it was like, okay, 100% for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I liked you a lot from the get-go. There
Yeah.
was never any question of that.
There's a difference, though, between liking someone and knowing
Right.
that they're the one.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that means there's no one else.
Right.
Right. So there's that, too.
Yeah. But fairly quickly, I knew.
Yeah, same here. But not right away.
Right.
Yeah. What qualities did your husband love about you when you were first dating?
This isn't a question for me, it's for you. I don't know.
I liked your whole physical, your whole mental, like your viewpoints and on everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like I liked how you viewed life and you viewed marriage. You actually converted me from a non-marriage believer to a very heavily pro-marriage type person.
Without trying.
For myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know, and you didn't have to say anything.
Yeah. I just
And-
want to make it clear that it's not like I was, like,
No.
trying to convert him.
No, you didn't. You didn't at all. You made it make sense in my brain just with conversations that we had. And I piece everything together for myself. Like I learned how to think for myself a long time ago, and that helps a lot. But yeah, we just like that was really cool. Like your views on other situations in the world and just how life works for you. I like the way that was, and your sense of humor matches with mine very well. Even if it's slightly different, it matches.
Yeah.
And I like that. And just the whole energy of you, big time, and that's why we kept going and going and going, and we ain't never gonna stop. So
No. So the answer was everything.
everything, all of the above.
Okay.
Did you have a timeline for marriage in your mind before you got married?
Yes. So I wanted to be married before I was 30 and pregnant with our first child before I was 31. Like pregnant at 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we got married when I was 29 and I was pregnant at 29. So that works out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that answers that, which is nice. And then, did you have to nudge your husband towards marriage, or did it happen on its own?
That's a complicated one.
I know exactly why.
So let me just start off with initially no, because he brought up shopping for rings in July of 2020.
20. Yeah.
And I was
we
like,
did.
holy crap, because I didn't think he was even thinking about that.
And I had been for a while.
Yeah.
And then we did go shopping.
We did.
I wanted to see what she liked. I wanted to just get a sense of her style. And we found out quickly that solitaire was not the move.
No.
So I did some thinking, and then I saw something on the internet. And I was like, okay, that would be perfect. And then I let it sit for about 6 months, 5 months, in the back of my mind, and it was in the back of her mind for 6 or 5 months. I keep saying 6, but
it was driving me nuts.
Yep. It wasn't like you nudged me.
No.
Well, you did, right? You're like, okay, well, pretty much like, well, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're gonna wait a little bit, because I had an idea in my mind of when I wanted to do it, and then we did.
Yeah.
Do you feel like I'm missing anything? Because I'm a little fuzzy on that whole timeline.
We were not doing well financially.
Yeah. Because
so,
freaking jobs are a mess.
Yeah,
at
and
the time.
I think that was the main reason you didn't make a move earlier. I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because like jobs were like requiring all these stupid things if they were even hiring at all.
Yeah, but you also just couldn't find one that would pay enough to even live on at all.
Yeah, and that one I had was barely there, but I was like, okay, it's just enough, so I wanted to get this moving and have a nice life, and well, we do now. Yeah. And it's just
things didn't work out quite the way we thought they would, because we were in this crappy apartment.
Oh, God.
You know the one if you've seen past videos. We were paying an obscene amount of money for it. We couldn't afford it because he was the one working. I was in college for a long time, and then I left. And then I got pregnant, which was on purpose, but
it just
very stressful.
Yeah.
And then he finally just bought the ring on
the internet.
And
I got it sized, like I got you sized before I did it. And I don't remember. Oh wait, that was part of it. That was part of why
the July thing.
Yeah, we looked at rings for the first time. I wanted to get your size and everything too.
Yeah.
And that worked out. Back it up a little bit.
Okay. And here's the ring, and then the wedding band here. But either way, like what was the question? Did I have to nudge you? I didn't have to nudge him in terms of wanting to marry me.
Yeah, it was just a matter of when.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was already set in both our minds.
Right, and if you're a woman like myself, you would probably be impatient too if your then boyfriend was like, oh, hey, you want to look at engagement rings with me? And then it's like 6 months of nothing happening.
But what I will say is, even though I delayed the engagement for about 5 months, we were engaged for a month and 6 days before we got married.
Yeah.
So even though there's like the not being engaged for 5 months,
then we just jumped right into it when we were once we were engaged.
Yeah, because I don't see the point of long engagements. I don't
either.
Unless you're planning a huge wedding, because it's like a family tradition or something like that.
Right, and I understand that like huge weddings take time to plan and you need to reserve a venue and stuff. But what we did is we eloped, so we didn't need to be engaged for long. So we just did it pretty much as soon as possible after getting engaged. So. And
it was definitely worth it the way we did it, because that's what we liked, and that's personal preference. So how did your parents influence the kind of marriage you wanted?
Heavily. Like from an early age, the way I viewed marriage was you get married, you're married till you die. One of you dies, whatever. And then I don't know if you're still married after that legally, but
right, I don't know.
You're married forever. Divorce is not an option. And I don't say that as like stay in a miserable relationship. I say it as find the right one, marry the right one. Don't make mistakes in who you marry or have kids with.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. And marriage is a beautiful thing, and it's amazing.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because your parents have been married your whole life.
Yeah, like 37 years now.
And I didn't have that same experience, which makes sense why I wasn't really like big on it. I was never against it, because I was always happy to see other people married, but I was never like, oh, I must get married one day. I must do that, right? Mm-hmm. But when I came across you, my wife, I knew very quickly in relation to how long I thought that it wasn't important. And then like what, year and something after meeting you, then we were married. Year and a half-ish, ballpark.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. I didn't know it was that quick.
Yeah, it was 18 months of dating that we got engaged. So it was like a little under 2 years.
Yeah.
What did you love most about your wedding?
getting married.
That was amazing.
And my flowers.
Oh, yeah.
And your boutonniere.
Yeah, and I was thinking something totally different, which was the fact that it was focused around you and me, and that was it.
Yeah.
And in fact, the other people that were staying there, because it was a little inn, like an inn, like a, what else do you call it besides an inn?
It's just an inn.
It's just an inn. Okay, so
in the mountains.
At the inn in the mountains, it was really focused about us, and the other people staying there enjoyed the experience at like the dinner, right?
Yeah.
Because they were just there anyway.
Yeah.
And then they were like, a couple people gave us gifts, and they just had a really good time.
Yeah.
And they were excited for us, even though they were just going to be there anyway. So that was really cool. That was like my favorite part was the fact that it was you and me, and that was the focus, and it was pretty great. And we even brought our pup, who was right here.
I know. And Pearl was there too. She was in my belly.
Yeah, she was there. So that was really cool. Mm-hmm. What elements of your wedding didn't matter as much as you thought they would? It's a tough one to answer. You know why?
Why?
Because it was just very straightforward.
I have one.
You have one?
The food.
Yeah.
Except I didn't think that would matter that much. So.
Right. I can't really think of anything. I'm pretty convinced that it was a practically perfect wedding for what we wanted.
Yeah.
Maybe the only thing that I could ever think of is... I can't think of anything.
I gotta grab her. She's awake. I brought Pearl up because she's done napping and she needs to be up here with us.
Have some attention.
Oh, we finish this up. Yeah.
Yeah, so we only got a few more questions, so we're going to wrap this up and then go inside. So the next question is the first year of marriage really the hardest?
I'd say yes.
Well, I mean, how could you even say that? How could you say that?
Because we haven't had a second.
So it's been both the hardest and the easiest.
Right.
Because it's been the only one.
Yeah.
We're almost at a year.
I would say that it's been hard just in that we had to move. We are getting our finances together and stuff like that. And I had our baby.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. So now here's a different question because we can't really answer that one fully.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say the first year being married was easier or harder than when we were just dating?
What do you mean just dating? Like living together?
Yeah, we were living together for a couple of years.
I don't know.
I'd say
the same.
I'd say it was actually harder now.
Yeah.
But worth it more now.
Yeah.
Like it's actually worth the effort more than when we were dating, which was definitely worth it, but now we have like our family. This is our family, so even though it has been like actually technically harder, it seems so much more worth it on top.
It's more fulfilling.
That's the word I was looking for. Is way more fulfilling.
Yeah.
So that's my view on it.
Yeah, I agree. I was gonna say harder originally, but then I was like, well, has it been? Because wait a minute, we were married for all that time. So yeah, it's been harder. Yeah.
So from there, the next one is... So the next question is, what advice would you give newlywed couples? What do you think?
I would say go into marriage knowing that there will be conflicts and there will be hard times, but prepared to go through that as a team. Because you're a team. Once you get married, that's it. You're a team.
Yep. And I think that it's important, very, very important to... Okay, so this is a little like a controversial take, but I think it's very important to understand your role in marriage. In your own relationship, you need to understand and establish what the strengths are, and then have the person who's strongest at that thing do that thing.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not going to be a mother. You're a mother, and you're an excellent mother, and you take care of her better than you take care of yourself, which, I mean, I totally understand. She's a baby, and she needs all the attention.
Yeah.
But you've been doing a lot of stuff for yourself lately too, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
So that's a strength of yours. But I'm not going to sit around and ask you like, oh, you need to go out and get a job.
Right.
And that's my role. That's my role in this family.
Yeah.
Is to go out and earn the money, give us a living, save up for our house that we're going to be buying in the next 6 months, and get all that stuff done so you can focus on what you do best.
Yeah.
And since you're focusing on what you do best, which is raising our beautiful daughter, then I can focus on what I do best.
Yeah.
And whatever that means for you, that's up to you.
Right.
But establishing that is incredibly important. And it took us actually a little while to figure that out too, because originally you thought it should be more split, like evenly.
Yeah.
But not on the job part, which is funny.
Right.
It's a little unfair, but
originally I wanted him to be more involved in the parenting aspects of things, but then I kind of quickly realized that that's not that reasonable. I'm breastfeeding her, so it doesn't make sense for him to get up in the night, because why?
Yeah, and then that way I can perform at work better, perform my online business better, and give us a better life, which will make it easier for you.
Yeah.
And you make it easier for me.
Yeah.
So we work well together, and we're finding our balance with that. And I spend a lot of time with Pearl.
Oh, yeah.
Playing with her and helping her keep strong with like
doing dad things.
Yeah,
with her.
helping her walk, actually, like assisted walking. She's taking steps with a lot of assistance, of course, but it's really cool to see, and I have a different role with her than you do.
And we have like usually one weekend outing where we go and like put her in the stroller or carry her around the store and, you know, look at stuff.
So that's that. And then the next and final question is, if you're religious, how has your faith influenced your marriage? And this is a really interesting one for me. How about for you? Would you say it's influenced your marriage at all with me?
I think so.
So I'll answer for you, because I know. Yes, 100%.
Oh, okay.
From your mom and up.
Oh, yeah.
Has influenced down a lot in a good way.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of good values that you observed and absorbed from up the line.
So I think that religion has influenced my marriage, and that I do see it as a lifelong commitment that we have made to each other. Big-headed baby. And that it's like an eternal bond.
Yeah. I would say for me, definitely not originally, right? Mm-hmm. And we got married before I really started to understand things and how the world works in my mind and my being, really. Mm-hmm. And Pearl's like, can we get to the point? The point is, it's interesting because marriage has influenced my belief in God more than anything else in my entire life. For the longest time, I was a lost soul and had no idea about anything. And since being married, I've just magically happened to come across things that made things make sense for me. So it's almost the exact opposite. Like it wasn't influenced, because religion growing up was always deemed as like something weird or something forced, or like there's something wrong with it. And while I still don't practice a religion, I practice my own beliefs that are internal in my being. That is very, very interesting, because it's changed so much over the last year now. And so the weird thing is that even though it didn't influence my life before getting married, it's influenced our marriage in the sense of what I've become because of what I've become. It's really like it works within itself for me.
Yeah, and there was definitely like a holy air to the vows in our ceremony. And I have heard from other people that they felt that too. So I feel like that is something worth noting.
100%. All right, so I'm not here to take over the video, but we've been filming for 34 minutes. We got a lot of editing to do, so you want to wrap this up?
Yep. Alright, so if you liked the video, like the video. If you would like to subscribe and be notified when I make new videos, please subscribe. Comment if you want to comment, and have a good day. Peace.
Peace.